All right, here we have another phone to unbox. I've never done the unboxing on my previous phones. This is for my Asterisk server I have in the back. If you don't know what Asterisk is, it's basically an open source PBX. It's free. It's awesome when everything's working, but I can't even get a physical phone that sees a server. I've had so much problems. I've tried a Cisco 7941. These are great handsets, by the way, but Cisco doesn't make it easy to really use those phones without doing all these firmware modifications. A Cisco 7941 with that came with SCCP. I tried to load SIP on it. I did, but it wasn't the correct type of firmware. You needed some firmware from Cisco that you had to pay money for and get a service contract. So that didn't work out. I tried a 7941 with SIP. I actually got one with SIP. Didn't work. I tried a Cisco 7961, which is I think a 6-line phone. That phone didn't work, but it did work with 3CX. I got it to work with 3CX. But that phone did come with the Asterisk firmware, but I wound up reflashing it to 3CX because I got bored with Asterisk because I couldn't get it to work. Can't get it to work with a physical phone. I can get it to work with soft phones. So the server is working. I know it's working. So here, this is a Fanvil. Not going to flip it over on the other side because my address is on it. But Fanvil 3XP VoIP phone. He spoke to the seller. He said this phone should work. It's brand new. He said that no firmware is needed on it, so it should just be plug and play. Supposedly, his English didn't sound too good either, so he's probably wrong. But you know what? What do I know? So let me unbox this thing here. Try not to compromise my address. Okay, I updated my phone. Now I can pause videos, so that's why I was able to do that without turning the camera off. So here we go. Here's the power plug. Doesn't look like anything special. Does look like something that'll burn down your house, so you know this might not be. What is this? 100 volts. 5 volts. The Cisco phone I'm using, I think, is 48 volts or something like that. The adapter that came with it is 48 volts. So here's, oh wow, it's kind of a hefty box, but everything's all in here. So, okay, so this is looking better than all of my other boxes because I've gotten Cisco phones and they were all used and had hours on them and they were clean looking handsets, but you know, you don't get presented with this brand new. So anyway, this is supposed to work. I couldn't find a video on YouTube about this with Asterisk, but I found a million links on Google about this phone with Asterisk. Couldn't find anything on this phone with Asterisk on Google. It was just telling me, it was just bringing up the product page. So, looks like the handset. It says HD on it. This is not going to be like the most luxurious phone I had, and I'm a little upset about that, but there's the phone there. Yeah, there's your ports in the back. I hope this works out for me. I mean, doesn't have all the features I want. It's only got 2 lines. Kind of disappointing because I want to experiment. Comes with an Ethernet cable and a RJ11 for the handset. Or that might be an RJ something or another. But it's for the handset. And your little phone stand. So I'm going to assemble this. I'm going to fire up the phone server. And I guess I'm going to make this an all-in-one video. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to at least plug it in, make sure it all works, and that's probably as far as I'll go in terms of how everything looks and works. So I'll go ahead and pause this for a second. All right, here's the phone here. I got it all, you know, see, you know, put together, sorta. So I'm gonna go ahead and just plug in the power here. I'm just gonna flip it on its back. Yeah, this is going great. Plug it in. There it is starting up. I didn't have it plugged into the wall. Now it's not plugged into the network or anything, but I thought I'd power it up for the video. I can't believe I'm going to actually upload this thing. Okay, we're going to select English. I would hope that's the select button. DHCP. You know what? Let's plug it into our network. This is not going to get the .18 address that all my SIP phones get because this is not the Cisco phone. The MAC address and everything on it's going to be different. Oh, light's not on. There's the MAC address of the device right there. So on the back, oh yeah, I forgot to go over the ports. Yeah, this is not an unboxing without all the specifications, right? So you have your, that's your LAN port, or the port you plug in for an internet connection so it can get to the phone server. This is where you will plug in your PC because in most places you don't have that many Ethernet ports to plug into. So you plug your computer into this one, and this is your, where you bring in the connection. There's a proper name for it. I want to say WAN connection. And yep, that's your PC. I'm repeating myself. Handset down here, headset, and power. I mean, it's very simple, these phones. Okay, it's not sitting straight for some. Okay. I don't know, I think I skipped a setting or something, but it is definitely 6. Oh, the phone has the correct time. Okay. I gotta figure out what the IP address is on this device. But anyway, I like the beginning screen so far. It tells the time, the date's correct. On a Cisco phone, I could never get the date to be correct. Okay, well, this is just my follow-up on the Fanvil 3XP VoIP phone. And right now, this is just going to be I'm going to cover the drawbacks that I've found so far. This phone tends to lose its settings. So right now I'm in the phone's firmware, web interface. And I have it set to synchronize with via SNMTP, which is the Simple Network Time Protocol. I set this last night to sync with that and got my time zone and everything correct. So it's supposed to be, well, I just corrected it now. It was 12:51. It was showing 12:51, and it's 1:51 right now, as you can see. Yesterday I had that all set up. Today it reverted back to its previous settings. I'm 100% sure this is a firmware-related problem, and I just updated the firmware, and maybe there's some other firmware update, but this phone loses its settings. Also, if you go to audio, oh, hold on. Would it be audio or would it be line? It's when you go to change your, let me see. I'll find it. It's got to be under audio. There we go. Under audio, the tone standard. So what that means is when you're on the phone or when you go to pick up the phone, actually, my PBX isn't on right now, so I can't show you. Actually, I think I can. Hold on. When you go to pick up the phone, that's what you're used to hearing as, dial tone. Of course, there is no PBX right now. That's why the light's turning red, because there's no PBX. So this doesn't really let you know by ear that you're not connected to the PBX. You have to look at this light. If it's going from green to red, that means there's no connection to the PBX. But anyway, when your PBX is running, the phone tends to change the default tone back to the China standard, which is that beep sound, which is that sound or similar. Right now I don't have a connection to the PBX, so it doesn't do the actual normal beeping sound, but it's something similar to that. So I'm going to change that back to United States. And yeah, but again, it gives you dial tone, yet there's no PBX. Actually, let's see if it does anything. Yeah. And it's not even supposed to give you that because there's no PBX. You're supposed to be getting dead silence, and then you might get that, but this phone. So yeah, it tends to lose its settings. And those are really the only two problems I could find. Now, it's saying system error because, again, the PBX isn't running. Other than that, the phone has been okay. You can't change your ringtone on it. I mean, not that it's important or anything, but I wanted to play the 24, the Jack Bauer 24 ringer that everybody who watches 24 is familiar with. And anybody who gets a Cisco phone, which I have, which I cannot get working with Asterisk, I cannot get that working with the Asterisk PBX to even do the ringtone. So The phone has really nice settings on here. You can pretty much control everything to the phone. Also, this phone, it, I guess it depends how you provision it, but right now all the phone settings are local to the phone. They're not local. They're not on the server. They're on the phone themselves, on the phone itself. So if you move this phone to a different part of your network, you're gonna have to set everything up all over again. You're gonna have to probably go in there, reset it to factory settings, and then go in and make the change because your phone book, all that information, it's on the phone itself. Your network settings on the phone. So when you plug it in, it wants to see those settings. If it doesn't see them, it's not going to connect. So that's where it is by default. And getting it working with Asterisk is pretty easy. You just type in an IP address and you're good. But configuration files and everything, they're all local to the phone, which I would rather something like that be at the server end, so everything gets pushed down to the phone no matter where you plug it in. So yeah, I mean, that's another drawback. But again, I think it all depends on how you provision it. So I have to do a little bit more research on this phone. I think I want to get another one, but I really don't want to rush into it. I would like to get that Cisco phone working. If somebody can give me input on that, that'll be nice. So other than that, I don't know if this is going to be a separate video or part of the initial unboxing video, but we'll find out, or you'll find out, not me. So yeah, that's just a phone's interface. Maybe I'll do a little video on the walk around with that. I think it's pretty intuitive. It's got more settings than I thought it would. The phone isn't laggy at all. I thought something like this would be pretty slow when you go through the menus, but you know, it's good and it works for a simple little desk phone. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the upcoming videos and tutorials.